You should get
You should
paid.
get paid for it.
Okay. I had to create 2 productions, 1 short film and then 1 music video. The short film had to be 5 or 10 minutes long. It had to include no dialogue and it had to include music and have a clear genre. My music video had to be cut to the beat. It also had to have strong narrative, and they both had to be targeted towards an audience of 25 to 40. So I had to do research on what kind of people 25 to 40-year-olds were. I discovered that they're very technology savvy. Most of them spend 90% of British 25 to 40-year-olds use the smartphone. Their most used app is Facebook. They like to go out with friends to restaurants, bars. They spend roughly 3.4 hours a week going out and socialising. But they spend most of their time consuming mass media, approximately 4 hours a week watching movies or listening to music. So I found some here. How many people amongst 25 to 40-year-olds? 90%. And then as you can see, the biggest time they spent was on media, watching movies and stuff like that. For my codes and conventions research, for my short film, I found a majority of the horror shorts that I researched started off with a normal situation, so the main character would be in a normal scenario and then it would turn sinister through some supernatural occurrence. So that's the kind of same story basis that I used for my short film. My character's a teacher, she's staying too late at work, and then she gets stalked. For this, they also have a specific track for the main antagonist, and I also wanted to kind of fit that as well. So my antagonist, whenever he comes on screen, there is a track of crows cawing, and that was kind of to signify that he's the main antagonist. It was kind of easier for my audience to see that he was the villain of it. He was also dressed in black and had his face covered. These were just very easy ways for my audience to tell that he was the bad character. For my music video, I have a titular character and she's the kind of main driver of the plot. Her story is the narrative. So in order for my audience to kind of really get that she was the main character, I used a lot of close-ups of her, a lot of shots of her walking around. I also used cutting to the beat of the song. There's a lot of violin strings on the backing track, so I wanted to use that because it's like a cool way to cut through shots and then quicken up the storyline if I don't want it to drag too long. And then for my primary research, I did a survey. I asked my survey if they liked both of my ideas. In the description I gave a short synopsis of both of my pieces. They did. I got positive responses from most of them. They thought it was a good idea and it was original. They wanted me to focus more on my character arc, develop my story a bit more, just so my research was watertight and an older, mature audience watching it wouldn't be confused and they'd understand the narrative and understand where it was going more. Productions that I used for the Codes and Conventions research were the 2 AM Smiling Man, A Friend and Lights Out. These are all really famous short films, especially Lights Out. Actually inspired like a movie because it did so well. And then the songs I used were, for my examples, were Working Class Hero by John Lennon, Zombie by the Cranberries and Mad World by Gary Jules. These are all songs that have a kind of social awareness, kind of genre backing. They all try and discuss about society of the time, especially Working Class and Zombie, because Zombie was about the Troubles in Ireland. And then, so I did some more research on when I would actually post my production. So I found that during the early evening prime time, around 8:30 and 10 o'clock, that is where phone usage is most highest. I was going to post my production on YouTube, as when I asked my survey, they said that they most consumed their music videos on YouTube, so it proved be a pretty good idea to put it in prime time here when people are most on their phones or tablets. And then I'm just going to show my question. What one do I show?
Whichever one you think's best.
go in a second. That was some of it.
I hope not.
No, it wasn't. Cut out a load of that.
Oh, okay. You'll have to fix that.
That's
up.
it.
Finish it off. What happens at the end?
Basically, she gets caught by him. That noise, I had a lot of trouble when it came to filming. My actors and actresses were all A-level students, so there were days that they couldn't film last minute, and then there were days that they could film last minute, so it was all just kind of like chop a block, what I could film, what I couldn't film. I didn't end up being able to film all my things before the deadline, so I kind of rushed editing. She was meant to be deaf, and that was what the loud pitch sound was, but I didn't get to convey that as good as I would have. If I could go back, I would have filmed more scenes. That would have made it more obvious she was deaf, but I didn't do that. And then the music video was meant to be a commentary on phone use, a world where people are hypnotised by their phone, one person's phone dies, and she gets to see the whole world wasting their lives on their phone. That was kind of the essential story plot, and it was to the song Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles, which is a song about loneliness, so I was going to apply that to modern day loneliness, which people see as using phones all the time. Any questions?
Can we watch the music video? Please.
Quickly.
This
Can I have a question about your film?
Yeah.
If you've got a teacher, and your main character is a teacher, why have you got a teenager playing a teacher?
Because I don't have access to 30-year-olds. Don't know me.
You have a lot of access to a lot of teachers.
I can't answer this. That was so uncomfortable. That was so uncomfortable asking a teacher to be my
Well, if it's the main character, you're not expecting like meet up outside of college.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of drama teachers down there
I
who would
know.
be happy to like
We also have a lot of
show
drama
their
students
skills
down
off.
there, but they're just so useless. Do I have to show the music video?
It sounds good.
It's not. I can tell you now it's not. I don't even think it's on you. I think it keeps on getting deleted off YouTube as well for copyright claim. Music video.
Oh my, it's a cold last night.
Where is it?
Hello, okay, that's just the backing track, not the actual song.
Okay, we haven't got time.
Yeah,
If you
I
want to
was
see
going to
it, go to his website and watch it.
Thanks everyone, it's great having you all.